Hi guys. So I decided to make a video at much request from my friends that can't get on the floor either because of some arthritis or recovering from knee surgeries, lots of variety of reasons. So I'm just gonna do a little movement from a chair, and there's also some standing things you can do. That way it's not laying down or getting on your knees on the floor. So we're gonna start with tall spine. I want you to kind of scoot to the front edge of your chair and lift your spine as tall as you can, right about the top of your head. But be planted in your sits bones. In fact, you can rock side to side a few times and just, sorry, my chair's kind of squeaky. It's just a little fold-up chair. And then from here, we're just gonna scoop the abdominals as if you're rounding and bringing forehead toward the knees, and then lifting your spine, getting as tall as you can, and pulling your shoulder blades back. So I'm gonna do it from the side so you can see me. Scoop your belly, round your spine, and feel the abdominals contract. And the shoulders can round, but don't let them shrug up around your ears. Keep them just rounded so your whole spine gets in that C shape. Then lift yourself up, get super tall on your sits bones, drop your shoulder blades down and back so you kind of press your chest out a bit. So exhale, scooping, inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, scooping, come back this way, inhale, sitting tall. Exhale, scoop your abdominals way back toward the back of your chair, rounding but not shrugging. Shoulders stay out of your ears. Lift your spine all the way up. Rock a few times on those sits bones and just find a sort of neutral position so you're evenly weighted in your two sits bones. Now we're just going to purposely go side to side and lift one cheek off the chair and then the other. Yes, I said cheek. Yes, I mean your booty, your gluteus maximus. I want you to think about more than one thing here. Always, first and foremost, is that you're pulling the navel in and up so that you're supporting that girdle in the middle. You're making your own internal girdle. Then we're pushing with one foot and kind of squeezing the cheek that's sitting so you can lift the other cheek. So just rock and lift, rock and lift. Don't get all aggressive with this. Just focus on keeping your core nice and tight and lifting one cheek and then the other. Feel how your hip shifts up and back down. Shift up and back down. Let's try a few more. Sorry for the squeaky chair. I'm not doing music today because I'm working on a little plan. I have my friend Kim Kelly, who I love, and I get to use her music, but I don't have permission from many of the other favorite artists, so I gotta play with that a little bit, and I have a few options. Okay, now with those hip motions, you've done your flexion, you've done some extension, you've done a little bit of side bend, but now we're gonna really try to side bend. So I want you to reach down toward the floor. This elbow can move up or down, whatever your ability is in your middle. And then come square, belly button in, side bend. It's like you're reaching to the floor, and then your elbow opposite is reaching up to the sky. I like to use your eyes following the hand, just looking down, exhaling, inhale, and exhale. If you like, you can do both arms in opposition if you feel good about stretching through your waist. Focus on coming back to the center, nose, navel, pubic bone, and then side bend. Pause there, pull the belly in. You can grab a hold of your chair and just get a bigger, deeper side bend. If it's too hard for you to reach all the way up, that's okay. Just put your hand on top of your shoulder. Or you can even cross your arms over like this and just side bend a lot more mildly. The longer the lever here, the harder it is. That should make sense. Anytime you're doing anything, you can shorten the lever or you can elongate. So we're going side to side a few more times. Reach to the floor, center, reach to the floor. I like to exhale on the side bend and inhale when I come up. Exhale and inhale. Let's do one more to each side. Good, so we now need to do a little bit of rotation. Scoot back in your chair, whatever kind of chair you're in. It's nice if your knees can be sort of parallel to the floor, not too low, not too high. But when you do your rotation, I want you to be close to the back edge of your chair and your feet are planted, your heels are down. So you lift up tall, you rotate. You can use your arm against the back of the chair or the side of, if you have a chair with a side arm, but pull your belly in and look over your shoulder. Try your best to stay very managed in the middle as you go. Don't let your shoulders shrug and pull the belly button in and then come back to center. Find your midline. You can rock a few times if you need to. Zip up, turn to the other side. Navel to spine, head looking over shoulder, a little rotation. You can give a bonus pull if you like. Back to center. Let's do that one more time. Zip up, belly button is pulled in as you look over your shoulder. And then come back to center. Find that midline, rotate again, belly in, tall spine, but head neutral. Not looking up, not looking down, just looking over the shoulder. And now come back to center and of course wobble, wobble, wobble. Just cheek side to side. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me with the chair. You don't have to turn your chair. I just want you to pay attention to what we're doing next. Scoot out to the front edge of your chair. So your sits bones are solidly sitting, but your spine is lifting you really tall. We're going to march in slow motion. So I want you to notice that when I lift a knee, I'm not sagging into the middle. It's a tall spine. Right now, we're purposely working through that hip flexor. And then I do want you to attempt the knee up, the belly sucking in and rounding your forehead toward your knee. And then lift yourself tall. So feel the spine elongate, feel the abdominals contract, pull your knee toward your forehead. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, dive and crunch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, crunch. You can pull from underneath your knee or on top, as long as you're not pulling on your knee too hard on the kneecap. Pay attention to your move and you modify as needed. You may not be doing it as big as I am. You may barely be moving, but I want you to use your brain, your judgment for how big or small you need this motion to be. Try to contract your abdominals. Pull that knee to your chest. Lift your spine and get tall in each one. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, contract. Inhale, get tall. Okay, I'm turning back towards you so you can see you. Now let's just move into a little bit of shoulder work. It looks kind of like I'm dancing, and I know that probably feels really silly, like a little, but feel how good it feels actually to shimmy your shoulders in slow motion. Just reach, so one shoulder comes up to your ear, and then the other. And then slide your hand up your waist. It's like you're kind of tickling your side. So now this is side bending, but we're adding a little more shoulder motion. I want you to roll that shoulder back. Roll the shoulder back. Good. So allow some motion in your waist. If you feel like you want to move more, come out to the edge of your chair again. So you can kind of move in your waist a little bit more. It's very Nia-esque. I love my teacher Helen Terry from Nia. So I'm channeling her here as I'm moving through my waist. And then I'm just going to change it to be moving to the front. It's like you are reaching for a rope and pulling it towards you. So try to have that sensation, sorry my chair's squeaky, to pull the belly in with each rope pull. But see how my shoulder is reaching, it's not shrugging, it's just down and away. Reach across now. Let's sweep across. Feel the motion from your upper body and rotate, but pull your navel in. So let's just try a few more. In Nia, she used to say, we used to teach it as if you're dusting the tops of my very dusty countertop, so that's why I'm at the studio. Let's do one more each. Nice. Now relax and shake out your arms. So shimmy back in your chair, and let's try a little bit of leg extension. When you do this exercise, I want your back supported against the back of your chair. And then make sure you're evenly weighted in your hips. Grasp the bottom of your chair or the legs of your chair and lift your legs up. So now we're super straightening the thighs. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what I'm doing. You pull your abs in and you elongate your legs as straight as they can go. Tap the heels down, come right back up and hold. So breathe in at rest, breathe out when you powerfully press those legs out and up. So each time you go, I want you to think about squeezing your thighs together, really powerfully elongating your legs through the heels and tap down. So your pressure is reaching through the heels, pulling the abdominals in. If it feels too hard, you can do one leg at a time. For most people, they just might feel a little bit of weird twinge in their spine or their hamstrings. So just modify as needed. Single leg is like this. Double leg lift is like this. I put my socks on because I don't have a pedicure. I don't want you to make fun of my toes. Flexing and pointing is what I'm doing here. And then back down. So let's add a little bonus feature. Belly in, legs get super tall. Spine is erect, but shoulders are not shrugging. Holding the thighs very tight. I want you to open and close. Try for 10. You can hold the bottom of your chair. Just make sure your shoulders are back. You can have your hands in the center. If you want a little bit more challenge, hold your hands behind your head. Don't collapse in the middle. Keep your body super tall. Breathe out and in, out and in. Try one more. No idea how many we did, but shoot for 10 there. And then relax. And then really relax. Bow over your knees and let yourself hang. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see this. When you stretch your back, just as if we're on the floor, you're going to take your belly muscles in, round your spine, and reach over. As far as you can. If you can go all the way down and rest on your knees, great. And if you're doing that, just knock your head side to side a few times. And before you come up, suck in your abs, pull that navel to your spine, and just sit bone by bone by bone until you're all the way straight. Now, here's your biggest challenge of the day. To press into your heels and stand up without pushing on your chair. So if I'm here, I walked out to the front edge, I pull my abs in, I put the weight in my heels, use my arms to help me come up. If you see me from the side, it's weight in the heels, abs in, arms reach to help me lift and push up into my heels. Then you start your squats. If you can go all the way to touch the chair and come back up, squeeze your glutes at the top, then great. If you need to just barely squat and lift, that's fine too. Sorry, I'm getting out of the picture here. I'm gonna come behind my chair because this last little challenge would be a standing challenge. I'm gonna turn sideways so you can see me, but you could be standing behind your chair so you feel balanced. I'm not grabbing my chair for balance. I'm lifting myself up and trying to keep my balance in my core. And then I'm just holding the chair a little bit to help me balance as I do a glute squeeze. So when you are doing tall body standing work, your first and foremost goal is that zipped up feeling in your pelvic floor, your abdominals, and your knitted together rib cage. But check out the shoulders and make sure they're not shrugging and squeezing up. Let's do 3 more on that. I'm doing my left leg. You could do either one first. Just make sure you change. Here's the pause and release. Now take a moment, reestablish your line, zip up in the middle. Let's go to the other leg. Squeeze, release. All I'm really doing here is squeezing the buttocks muscle so that it lifts my leg at a little angle behind me. It's kind of like I'm reaching my back foot to the back corner of the room. So it's not directly behind you, because otherwise your toe would drag too much. But pay attention to how you're standing and try to balance without gripping and holding on too tight to the chair. 3 and 2, I'm gonna guess we've done 12 of each. Sorry, I didn't count. And then relax. Okay, and then walk back and sit down on your chair. There's just a few of many, many, many sitting exercises. There's so many things we can do, but I just wanted to give you just a little something to do for those people of mine that are saying, oh, I can't get on my knees, it's too hard, or it hurts, or you're not in a position to do that yet. So finally, if you don't have any exercise bands, don't worry about it, you don't have to, but they're a pretty nice little thing to have. You can order some on Amazon. I'm gonna teach this as a tricep press for arms, kind of the place that most people dislike most on their arms is this flabby part in the back. So I like to hold the strap or the band so that my hand keeps the band flat, and I'm just pushing my hand to the back corner of the room. This hand at my chest is holding the resistance. If you don't have a band, it's fine. Just press the one arm down. You can press arms in opposition just to get a little bit of motion, a little extra motion. But with each of those motions, I want you to really squeeze the back of your arm, like you're doing a karate chop with 500 pounds in your hand. Exhale. Try 3 more. Squeeze back. Even without the band, squeeze back. And one more time, squeeze back. Good, let's switch. Take a nice breath, make sure you're not shrugging. Establish where your hands are. I like this hand at my chest. It helps me establish that stability. The abdominals stay in and up, always. I'm gonna say it 100 million times, you're gonna get so sick of hearing me say it. But hopefully it will become second nature to you. Squeezing the tricep of the kicking arm. It's called a tricep kickback. Like I said, you can do this without the band, just pressing. And imagine that you have a 500 pound in that arm and you squeeze it back. And for a little extra motion, you could just do the other arm in opposition. Exhale, let's try 3 more. Squeeze back, squeeze back. One more time, squeeze back, nice. And then relax and shake it out. All right, let's go back to one nice big deep breath up. Fill your lungs and get as tall as you can. Allow those shoulders to shrug up. And then bring the shoulders down and away. And just let your hands kind of float. I love doing this with some of my older clients, especially when I was going to my mom's house, residence where she lived here in Missouri City. We're just moving the wrists like little leaves that are falling down from the trees. But it actually serves a purpose in your forearms, your wrists. If you are a person that's at your computer all day or on your phone, texting, then do this nice swishy motion. Maybe imagine that you're in some water, nice cool ocean water, something clear, and just rotate those palms up and down a few more times. Good, one more nice full deep breath in. Exhale, press the heels of your hands away and imagine that you're pushing the walls apart. You're so strong, you're pushing out of the heels of your hands. If you feel a lot of little zingy nerve pain or just little zingy nerve feelings, that's okay. This is kind of what they call a nerve glide. You keep your shoulders down and you press the heels of your hands away. Remember to maintain your posture. Breathe. Just one more breath. Pull those fingers back. Mine get a little numb because this is something I do for my mobility since I had neck surgery all those years ago. And then relax your arms down and shake them out. Okay, thanks for joining me. I hope this is a helpful little tool for you if you are a person that doesn't like to go to the floor, and I'll see you soon.